I'm back. It's Sunday and back in the garage here. Today I have made it to the point where I'm actually ready to start doing some of the interior finishings with the fabric, the panels here, putting the batting in between the fabric and the panel. Yesterday I didn't film too much. You saw my beautiful bike ride. It's a wonderful day. Today was another picture perfect day again. I'd love to be on the bike today, but I want to make some progress because I want to be done with this within the next 3 weeks, and then I can actually start getting out and doing some testing and venturing out and actually using the van for the purpose I want to use it for. So I think I've come to a conclusion in terms of how things are going to go. So I'm comfortable moving to the next step of actually doing some of the interior finishings, and then as I go, things will come to me, I'm sure. But I'm making some great progress. Speaking of interior finishings, I just wanted to show an example. I don't know if I showed this before, but this is kind of what I did to scribe out one of the walls, the biggest wall in the back of the van by where the bed's going to go. So I just taped pieces of this carpenter paper together, and then I tried to use a razor at first. I ended up using a marker, just a black marker such as this, to scribe out and then cut afterwards. And then I also ended up going from that to a cardboard structure as well, just to see how, as I get closer to cutting out the wood, just to make sure everything lines up the way I want it to. Okay, so as I stated before, this is my first delve and dive into doing some fabric work. I've never done this before, so this is going to be an experience. Again, this whole thing has been a total learning experience. I love learning. Sometimes it freaks the heck out of me to make a mistake. Of course I'm going to make a mistake, but as I make mistakes, I learn and I get better and better and better. So I'm excited to step into this. I'm starting with the panels on the doors. So these are the back door panels. My side door panels, sliding door panels are over here, and those will be next. So I figure, what great way to start with a small footprint of doing my practice. And then as I feel more confident, I'll graduate to that, and then eventually graduate to the bigger wall panels as well. So here we go. Oh, I think I stated in one of my videos that I want to do a cleanse, reset the body. I have been on one for almost 2 weeks now, and it's been great. I feel so much better. Cut the fast food, cut the packaged food. What else did I cut? I cut sugar, refined sugar. And last week was probably the toughest, this past week here, probably the toughest week because I had gone down to basically green vegetables, and that's pretty much it. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, actually Wednesday and Thursday was just a straight water fast. I actually started Wednesday morning with a green smoothie, just total greens, and that's it. And then the rest of the day was just water. Thursday was just water. Friday until about 5 o'clock was no water, just strictly dry fast. And that Friday when I woke up, I felt so good. And I've done this before many times. I tend to, at least 2 times a year, I cleanse or fast or what have you, for purposes of my health, spiritually, mentally, physically, whatever. I do that twice a year and I find it's great. Sometimes I may pepper in some more, maybe 3 or 4 times a year, but it seems to average out to be maybe 2 times a year that I do like just all out cleanse, fast, everything, and maybe pepper in a few days here and there throughout the year. And it's good to take, right now, to take even a longer break from coffee, and I feel great. I'm sleeping better, and right here I'm drinking some herbal tea, mint tea. So kind of takes the place of a hot beverage. It doesn't really trick me that I'm not drinking coffee, but it helps. It's kind of comforting, especially men. Soothing, good for the digestion too. Alright. So, I just realized a mistake as I was doing this. First of all, it would work if I, glued this on. It'd be beautiful. However, in terms of, I went like an inch out all around on the border of extra fabric. However, I'm not accounting for the batting that's going to go in between. So it's going to actually maybe take a half inch away from the excess that I have here, and it's going to cause issues. It'll just look sloppy. So I think I'm going to go 2 inches out, or close to that, just to make sure that I have enough fabric to cover both the batting and the panel. Back to square one. For the batting, I'm just going to go around the, almost pretty much on the edge of the board here. All right, so that is the hardest piece right here. Lots of curves and things going on, and because I don't have any professional training in this, again, I'm making it up as I go. So it's gonna look sloppy on the back side. Who cares? I want it to look as good as possible on the front side. I realize I've got a big giant staple gun at home, so I'm gonna clean up some of this stuff with that staple gun, but just figuring out how to try to get these little mounting screws in here, or punches, and get it attached to the van. Just do a dry fit and it looks really good. So this is going to take a lot of patience. Yeah. I suppose if I paid a professional to do this, it would look a ton better and it would be done a lot quicker. But I'm on a budget. So I press on. I'll figure it out as I go. What I'm finding is there's a lot of extra material around this hole, so I gotta kind of make a hole, and as you've seen, I kind of use the razor and start to punch it out. this was actually just useless because all it's doing is just gathering up the fabric and turning it around. So I thought that was gonna work, but it's not gonna work. I wish I had a big awl or hole punch. It'd be a lot cleaner, but I don't. So what I've come to is I'm just using this to kind of start the hole, and then I'll use this screwdriver to push it through, and that's all I need. Sing it, birdie. Such a beautiful song, I love it. Back doors are finished. So I figured something, I did the first two, the first two that I did were the top ones. Those are my first experiment with upholstery. Second ones, I think, turned out a lot better. I found some new tricks in terms of cutting and stapling. The first one I did, of course, I think it was this one here that I actually stapled and glued, because I thought that was the way it was gonna be, but no, stapling tends to be the most expedient, quickest, and best way to do it. So that is the last panel for the back door. I also discovered with these here, I left a little, if you see here, a little washer that's behind this little deal here. When I put the first top two in, I left the washer in. That's what made it so hard to push in. So with this, I took that little washer out on both the bottom ones that I put together here. So get stoked. Again, making more progress. Next is actually the door panels. So that'll be next, and then I'll scribe out those and do those on the top as well.